Hello bankers, a very good evening to all of you. Welcome back. So guys, from this particular session onwards, we are going to start with our IE and IFS session. All right. So this is our very first session. So we will be going through module A and the important areas as well as the previous year memory based questions. Okay. So basically, I'll give you a basic idea around the module A, all the 11 units, and what type of question they have asked in the past also. So with the help of those memory based and PYQs, we will make our understanding around this particular one. Then just after this particular session, we will start with concept discussion as well as a practice for unit wise things, right? So when it comes to module A, IE&IFS, it include Indian economic architecture. It is all about the basic facts or the facts related to Indian economy or the core of Indian economy. Basically, it include an overview of Indian economy, sectors of Indian economy, economic planning and Niti Aayog. We have role of priority sectors and MSMEs in Indian economy, infrastructure, globalization, economic reforms, foreign trade policy, international economic organization, climate change and sustainable development goal, issue facing Indian economy. Okay? So we have 11 units and you can expect 20 to 25 marks question based on these 11 units. Okay? And one thing I want to clear, all the 11 units are important for all of us. Okay? So we do have time, so we will go through each and every single units in detail or the required contents, and we will practice a lot. So in this session, I'll give you an overview of the entire module, and we will practice some questions, and I'll let you know the important areas for each and every single units or the important subtopics and all. Okay, so we will start with our today's discussion with unit 1, which is like the an overview of Indian economy. When it comes to the Indian economy and overview, so basically there are few areas like basic characteristics of Indian economy, and then the another one is structural changes in Indian economy. These two subtopics are very important one, and you can expect half marks to 1 marks question based on this particular unit. Okay, so they have asked some question in the past itself. Okay? So I'll just give you a brief idea around that particular one also, so we can build our understanding if you are going through that particular unit. So what type of questions you might expect in from that particular unit itself. Okay, so the question is, so when it comes to the first unit, it is all about the introduction, whatever you are going to study in the remaining 10 units. Okay, so the first like you can expect these kind of question. So the question is basically consider the following statement regarding Indian economy and you have to find out the incorrect statement. Okay, so we have given 3 statements and this question is most probably for 1 marks. Okay, so India fall under the lower middle income economy category as per the World Bank classification. Okay, so first statement is 100% true. In term of purchasing power parity, India is the 5th largest economy. No, this is wrong. India comes under the 3rd largest economy as per the PPB rankings. Okay. India has high per capita income compared to other developing nation. No, this is also wrong. Aapka, we have low per capita income. So these two statements are wrong and this is right. So what we have to find out, incorrect statement, that means 2 and 3, that means option B must be right answer for this particular question. All right, so option B is the right answer for this one and these two statements are wrong here. So this kind of question you can expect from your very first unit. Okay. Now the unit 2, when it comes to the unit 2, it is all about the sectors of Indian economy. So when it comes to the economic sectors, this unit is very important. 1 marks to 2 marks question you can expect based on this particular one. Okay. And when it comes to the sectors of economy, so these are primarily classified among 3 areas: primary sector, secondary and tertiary. Primary, which deal with the agriculture; secondary, manufacturing; and tertiary, service sector. Service sector or tertiary is further categorized between 2 parts. One is your that is called quaternary service sector, and the final one is quinary. Basically, this is the classification of your आपका service sector. ठीक है? Now, so first question you can expect based on this classification itself. Most of the time, examiner they generally pick these two areas. ठीक है? Or even sometimes they'll ask about the basic facts around these sectors, like contribution in the Indian GDP, or the dependency levels based on these different sectors and all. Okay? Another one is आपका differences between sectors. Different revolution also get asked so many times. We have so many revolutions, so they also get asked so many times. GDP contribution आपका, this it is something linked with this. Agriculture, industry, service, employment growth, sunrise sector, again this is very important one. And organized and unorganized sectors, differentiation in all, that is also get asked so many times. So now what type of question we have experienced in the past that we are going to practice. So the very first question is around the revolutions. So we have different so many revolutions. If they ask these many, like mostly they give you 5 to 6 statements आपका for 2 marks. ठीक है? And if it is for 1 marks question, there is 3 to 4 questions आपका, 3 to 4 statements. So if it comes to the various revolution in India, and you have to find out the correct statements. Okay? So first one, green revolution. When it comes to the green revolution, 1966, 78, agriculture and MS Swaminathan, 100% right. Okay? The white revolution, 1970, 96, आपका ऑपरेशन फ्लड वर्गीस कुरियन. ठीक है? सो अगेन आपका करेक्ट. ठीक है? तो मिल्क प्रोटेक्शन. ठीक है? थर्ड वन आपका येलो रेवोल्यूशन. ठीक है? सो इट इज रिलेटेड टू ऑयल सीड एंड वाज लेड बाय सैम पित्राडो. सो अगेन आपका करेक्ट है. ब्लू रेवोल्यूशन फिशरीज आपका. ठीक है? अरुण कृष्णन, this is something related to fish and aquaculture. Again true आपका. Silver revolution, which is egg production and leaders under the leadership of Indira Gandhi. True. Golden revolution आपका horticulture. So no, it is not related to this. It is related to horticulture. Flowers and all. So this is wrong, and it is proposed by Nirpak today's. This is right. So the evergreen revolution आपका 2014 to 2022, agriculture production was introduced by MS Swaminathan. Again correct. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Okay, this option D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. D must be right answer for this particular one. Okay. So the only incorrect statement is आपका statement 6. Golden revolution, which is related to fruits, honey, horticulture, not related to wheat and rice. For wheat and rice, we have your green revolution. Correct? है? चलो, next question. One another question based on this. Sunrise sector. So this get asked so many times in your examination team. So sunrise sectors, these are the most emerging sectors of the economy team, where they generally, where we have a kind of high growth, and they attract the investment team, and they face high competition because everybody want to enter in that particular business and all. So that generally comes under this particular one. So under a sunrise sectors, so what we have to find out? We have to find out the correct statement. A sunrise sector is characterized by high growth rate, innovation, and strong investor interest. 100% true. Sectors such as green energy, fintech, pharmaceuticals are example of sunrise sectors in India. True. Retail and infrastructure cannot be classified as sunrise. They can be classified as sunrise sectors. Wrong. Sunrise sectors typically experience high competition, not low competition. They generally face the high competition and minimal risk due to early stage development. This is wrong. So high competition, high risk. These sectors play a crucial role in job creation and business expansion in the long term. True. 1, 2, 5. 1, 2, 5 means option A should be right answer for this one, and this question is again for 2 marks. So these kind of questions. So see, like the game is concept. If you build your concept very strongly, if you prepare well, so I'm not saying ki you have to go through the each and every single word of your book and all. No, that is not required for JAIIB examination. But you just have to build understanding around some areas, so that you have to take care, and that I'll deliver with the help of classes also. So only statement incorrect was this. and the other one आपका this was also incorrect. ठीक है, rest remaining statements were correct in this particular situation also. ठीक है, चलो next question, unit number 3, which is economic planning and Niti Aayog. This entire topic is divided between two major areas. One is economic planning, which is something linked with the Planning Commission of India, 1950. So we have 12 5-year plans and all. That is generally part of this one. Then it comes to Niti Aayog. So Niti Aayog, the foundation of Niti Aayog, the role and responsibilities, and how Niti Aayog is generally work as one of the largest think tank in the country. Okay? So you can expect again 1 marks 2 question or 2 marks 1 question, which is the difference between Niti Aayog and Aapka Planning Commission and all. Okay? And sometimes they also touch the your 5-year plans आपका, ठीक है, so which 5-year plan was based on which model, or like some statements around the different 5-year plans. They'll stick to the major points, they'll not go in to the deep, but you have to have go through once आपका, ठीक है. It can be around the model given for the 5-year plan, it can be around the year or the key focus area of that particular 5-year plan, ठीक है. So definition of economic planning, type of planning, economic planning in India, history, assessment of 5-year plan performance. This is one topic. Niti Aayog and economic resources. This part is very important. This last subtopic and this and the planning assessment. These are the subtopics which get asked so many times in the examination itself. So the question is, which of the following statement about financial resources for economic plan in India are correct? So like, let's say whenever government they introduce their budget, so we have different sources. We have domestic sources, or even we have government own earnings through taxes and non-taxes. We have borrowings from the international markets or international institutions or countries. So these are the sources which we generally use to finance our deficit budget, right? So now our domestic budgetary sources are the most significant contribution to plan the financing. This should be the the primary one for the government, and even in India, so it also contribute maximum. That is something domestic. When it comes to the domestic budgetary sources, the income basically it includes the revenue income, which we generally account through the taxes and non-taxes. So deficit financing occur when government expenditures exceed total revenue 100% true. Government can finance its deficit by borrowing from RBI, commercial banks and bonds. So this is prohibited. This is prohibited. This is wrong. Foreign assistance play a minimal role. No, they do have. Sorry. Government can borrow finance deficit through RBI, commercial banks or issuing bonds. Sorry, this is also correct. Yeah, this is also correct. That is a source route basically. This is a route. Foreign assistance play a minimal role. So it is, they have a like when it comes to the foreign assistance also, so we contribute that also contribute a huge amount to the deficit financing. World Bank provide funds to India primarily through IBRD and IDA for the development project too. So 1 2 3 5 1 2 3 5 again आपका option A should be right answer for this particular one. So option A for 2 marks. So this is the one. So what I'll recommend to all of you, you have to prepare for the 2 marks very well. Sometimes you'll feel ki these are kind of statement based things and all. Actually, you'll get these kind of questions. Half marks question you'll get only for 20 marks, 40 question for 20 marks. That is not a game changer. Game changer is your 2 marks and 1 marks question, and you have to prepare them very well. You have thoda sa, you'll be requiring little bit of patience, so that once you'll develop that particular things now, no one can stop you to score very good marks in your IE and IFS paper, right? So next one we have priority sector lendings and MSMEs. Again 1 to 2 marks question based on this particular unit also. And two categories. One is around the priority sector, another one is around the MSMEs. Sometimes they ask statement the guidelines toward the PSL things by RBI, and it can be related to a mix of MSME and all आपका the overall PSL target also. So it include definition of priority sector, list of priority sector norms, definition of MSME, especially that new definition is very important now for all of us. Priorities, this new definition is definitely going to be asked in your next examination, right? So, role and significance of MSMEs, contribution to GDP, recent initiative, the government schemes and all, which generally comes under this one. Okay, so now what kind of questions they have asked in the past? Okay? So it is something like this. So which of the following statement about priority sector lending and MSMEs are correct? Now we have a combination of both. And this question is for 2 marks if you correctly answer this particular question. So priority sector lending was first introduced in 1972. No, it is 1967. आपका ठीक है. When Morarji Desai mentioned the need for fair credit distribution, the remaining part is true, but the year given it is wrong. So then RBI come up with the guidelines in 1972, but first time we introduced this particular one around 1967-68. MSME contribute more than 40% of India's total export. True. The MSME sector ranks second only after agriculture in terms of employment generation. PSL focus on sectors that impact a vast population, including agriculture, small scale and weaker section. True. The Banking Law Amendments Bill 1967 introduced measure for financial liberalization to reduce. No, it is not about the financial liberalization. It is around the inclusion of social areas and all. Okay? So this is also wrong. So 234 means आपका option C should be the right answer for this particular one. Okay? So statement 1 was wrong. Priority sectors first mentioned by Morarji Desai in 1967. And the statement 5 was wrong. Banking Law Amendments 1967 introduced a social control over banks, not the financial liberalization. Okay? I hope you guys get building your understanding around this particular one. You do not have to judge yourself based on this particular session. I'm just giving you an idea from module A, what type of question you guys are going to face and how you have to build your understanding around these particular things. Okay? So next question आपका, which of the following statement about priority sector lending norms are correct? ठीक है, now again for 2 marks. ठीक है, one question is the linkage between MSME and or the overall आपका MSME versus PSL, and the another one is dedicated to your आपका PSL things. Okay. So domestic commercial bank excluding RRBs and small finance bank must achieve a total PSL target of 40% of ANBC or COB, whichever is higher. आपका 100% true. RRBs and small finance bank, they have to lend up 75% of their ANBC and COB, whichever is higher. True, it is higher. Sometimes they'll mention lower here. Okay? So you have to be very careful around these words. Foreign banks with less than 20 branches must allocate 18% of their ANBC or COB toward agriculture. No, this is wrong. So foreign bank with less than 20 branches, they do not have these subcategory targets and all. Okay? So this is wrong. The target for lending to MSME, 7.5% ANBC and COB, allocate all categories applicable here, right? Advances to weaker section must be at least 15% of ANBC or COB for small finance bank. If it is for small finance bank, this is also wrong. It should be how much आपका 12%. For RRBs, it is आपका कितना 15%. Only for if it is RRBs, only for RRBs, it is 15%. Otherwise, for remainings, it is 12% itself. Okay? So 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 4 only. That means option A will be right answer for this one. Okay? The answer, do not get confused. Our answer is 100% true. A is 100% correct. Here you can see statement 3 is incorrect. First we'll handle this one. This is incorrect. They should mention this one incorrect. The advances to weaker section targeted for small finance bank is 12%. In explanation, it is clearly mentioned आपका 12%, not 15%. And however, for RRB, it is 15%. This statement is also incorrect. So what will be your correct answer? A must be right answer for this particular one. I hope you guys getting these particular thing clearly, right? Next one. So unit 5 from your module A, infrastructure including social infrastructure. This unit is like, again I'll say half marks to 1 marks question, max to max. And mostly it is driven by the schemes, initiative, infrastructure related schemes are important in this particular case. So infrastructure, sometimes they also ask question around the hard infrastructure and soft infrastructure. Take a type of infrastructure. Hard infrastructure is like construction of bridge, canal, highways, dam. Soft is आपका construction of school, मतलब education related, healthcare and all, they generally comes under the soft one. ठीक है? So infrastructure and economic development, energy, power, transport, and we have concept of social and social infrastructure, health, education, family welfares, development of health infrastructure. Half marks to 1 marks question, very small units. Sometimes they ask this type of question. Okay? So this get asked in your previous to previous examination. There was 5 statements in October 2023 when I gave this examination. Okay? So there was a similar type of question in that particular one. Okay? So which of the following statement about India's transport infrastructure and key initiatives are correct? So you have to find out the correct statement here, and question is for 2 marks. So Golden Quadrilateral is a national highway network project aimed at connecting India's 4 major metropolitan cities. आपका 100% true. This Golden Quadrilateral is a highway project which generally connect आपका Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata and Chennai. These 4 metro cities. Bharatmala Priyojana, Bharatmala scheme is India's largest road infrastructure investment program with an allocation of 100 billion US dollar. Previous to previous year budget when government introduced this one. PM Gati Shakti last year budget आपका is at last to last year means not interim budget, previous to that. PM Gati Shakti is a digital platform launched to integrate planning across 16 ministries for seamless multi-modal connectivity. Multi-modal logistic park are being developed through आपका public-private partnership mode for efficient cargo develop movements. True. Kavach is an indigenous railway technology aimed at improving safety and capacity augmentations. 100% true. It is a technology basically when 2 trains pass on a same track, they will automatically get stopped. So that is called Kavach. There is one technology which we use in railway system, and this is true again. Bharat Parvatmala it's a ropeway project, आपका National Ropeway Development Program, under which contract have been awarded for 8 ropeways during the budget. 8 ropeways for 60 kilometers. 8 ropeways for 60 kilometers. So this is wrong. आपका statement 6 is wrong. The National Industrial Corridor Program aim to develop futuristic industrial client in cities in India to boost employment and economic growth. 100% true. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. 1, 2, 3. No, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, not 6. D, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, this is also wrong. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Option B must be right answer for this particular one. So what will be your correct answer? Option B. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 and then 6 is wrong. Only statement wrong and आपका 7 is correct. So B must be right answer for this particular one. So आपका option statement 6. The Parvatmala initiative is a national ropeway development program designed to improve connectivity in hilly areas. So which is contracted to 8 ropeways project covering 60 kilometers. So that was the only incorrect statement. Rest all are fine in this particular case also. Next one आपका unit number 6, globalization. Again half marks to 1 marks question, max to max from this particular one. So concept of globalization and its advocacy, globalization and its impact on India. This subtopic is very, very important for all of us. Fair globalization and need for policy framework. This is also important. Globalization in reverse gear, threaten re-emerge of protectionism. So that is generally part of this. So what type of question we can expect from this unit? Which of the following statement about globalization are correct? So you have to find out the correct statement related to globalization. I hope everybody will be able to solve this one. So globalization lead to increased interconnectedness among economies, culture and people, without any doubt, right? It promotes economic growth through cross-border trade, investment, technology. Globalization has no impact on social justice. It has impact on social justice also. Okay. Trade initiative help by reducing supply side and trade barriers. Trade initiative help by reducing supply side and trade related barriers. Developing countries can benefit from globalization by catching up with developed economies through industrial growth and diversification too. 1245. 1245 means option B will be right answer for this one. Only statement incorrect was statement 3. आप करें. It does impact social justice and human rights awareness also. ठीक है? Correct it? I hope you guys getting these particular things. Okay. So again, I'm saying you do not have to judge yourself. We are going to discuss all these things one by one. Aapka first, we will discuss the concept part. Then I'll provide up like we will discuss one set of question also again with the inclusion of PYQs, as well as we will I'll provide you unit wise MCQs also. Okay? You can practice, you can attempt them n number of time. Okay? So economic reforms aapka, the next one, this is important one, and you will see this particular topic in module D also with reference to banking and financial reforms. Okay? So economic reforms, transformation, economic reforms, real sectors, financial sector, integration with the global economy, economic reforms in India. So these are the areas. And one question, see, if you build your understanding toward this particular one, it is definitely going to help you in your module C as well as in your module D. And here they have given a basic introduction around this one. Okay? So that you won't face any issue. For sure, you guys are going to face one or two questions for 2 to 3 marks based on economic reforms. This is not a single unit, because banking reforms one dedicated unit in module C. Then we have reforms in financial market in module D also. Okay? So in a combination, you will get at least 2 to 3 questions for 3 to 4 marks based on this particular one, where you will see the question related to committees or the Narsimham committee one recommendations, right and wrongs, or correct and in most accurate, most inaccurate. So you have to find out those particular one. Okay? So this is a half marks question. This get asked this year itself. Which committee was formed in 1998 to address weak banks in India? So what was the name of the committee? Aapka Verma committee. So Verma committee, and even this year in another shift they asked about the Padmavan committee also. So these are the committees aapka in related to different committees related to reforms in Indian banking system. Okay? Next one, which of the following statement about the Narsimham committee one and its banking reforms are correct? Okay? Now it is about the Narsimham committee one and the recommendations. So we have to find out the correct statement, and you'll get 2 marks if you correctly answer this one. The committee recommended the introduction of capital adequacy norms for banks. Okay? And they asked Narsimham committee too this year. Okay? So the reforms led to establishment of DRT, debt recovery tribunals, and debt recovery appellate tribunals too. The committee suggests an increase in CRR and SLR. No, gradual decrease in SLR and CRR. So this makes this statement wrong. One of the key recommendation was the entry of new private banks in India. True. The reforms introduce a strong supervisory system to monitor banking operation. True. 1245. 1245. That means option B must be right answer for this particular. So only incorrect statement was statement 3. The committee recommended a progressive reduction in CRR and SLR to enhance liquidity in the banking system. Next one, guys, foreign trade policy. Now from here, you do not have to worry around the current foreign trade policy and all things. I never seen any question around that particular. They'll just give you what is the agenda or the purpose or the objective of foreign trade policy. They'll ask you question around the FDI things this year also, previous year also. Every time they ask question around brownfield FDI, the greenfield FDIs, joint ventures and all. Okay. So this year there was a question around the, you have to find out which is joint venture, which is brownfield FDI and all, and it was for 2 marks. And even in previous examination also there was a question around that one. Okay? The question can be around, let's say these are the foreign trade policies, so you have to completely ignore this particular one. Okay? Challenges to be addressed in upcoming you also, these are the important subtopics. FDI FI's recent trend, economic development versus economic growth, these two subtopics are very very important. Importance of economic development as a dimension, so last three subtopics are most important from this particular, again 1 marks question, and it can be sometime it can be for 2 marks also. And you have to like you do not have to worry around those economic foreign trade policies and all. You do not have to study or memorize that stat. You just have to build conceptual clarity around this particular topic, right? So which of the following statement about foreign institutional investments FIIs are correct? Sometimes they also ask around question around the FDI limits and all, and the type of FDIs or direct route and approval routes and all. So FII invest in short-term equities, hedge funds, securities rather than productive capacities. FIIs, they basically invest in stock market. They generally take the basically indirect ownership in the securities. FDI, they generally invest in productive capacities, right? FII investment are generally stable. No, these are volatile investments आपका, as the business or economic trend will change, they'll also change their investment, right? FII are registered with SEBI and play a significant role in India's capital market, 100% true. So 1 in 3 means option B must be right answer for this particular one, correct? Next one. Which of the following statement about economic growth and economic developments are correct? Growth versus development. So growth is a basically it's a narrower term. Development is a broader terms. Growth is quantitative in nature. Development is basically it is quantitative as well as qualitative in nature. Okay? Growth we generally judge with the outcomes, the numbers, GDP numbers, GNP numbers and all. But when it comes to the development, we generally have different dimensions of that particular economy. We study the different dimension of the economy, like what is the education rate, what is the life expectancy rate, healthcare services, or the other facilities, food services. So for growth, we have GDP of prime indicators. For your development, we have indicators like HNI, again, that human, I just missed that name. So that is SDI, sorry, SDI, Human Development Indicator. So if you go with the growth wise, India is for आपका fourth largest economy now. Recently they told, okay, so we become fourth largest economy or fourth and fifth basically. Okay. But SDI wise, we are at 190, 129 or 130th number. So that is, you can see the difference between these two parameters, right? So economic growth is narrower concept than the economic development. Economic development include improvement in literacy, healthcare, and living standards. Economic development include improvement in literacy, healthcare, and living standard. True. Economic growth is a multi-dimensional. It is single-dimensional. Development is multi-dimensional. Indicator of economic development are SDI, GDI, PQLI. Economic development, yes, 100% true. Economic growth is more relevant for developed countries. Economic growth is more relevant for developed countries. Yes, while the economic development is more relevant for the your developing countries, because they have already done with these many areas. So now they have to maintain their growth numbers. Here, in case of developing nations, their more concern is basically education, healthcare, infrastructure, and all. They have to fulfill these particular gap or patches. 1, 2, 4, 5. 1, 2, 4, 5 means option A must be right answer for this one. Only statement incorrect was statement 3. Economic growth is a single dimensional, while the single dimension is your output, your how much output you are producing during the particular year. And when it comes to the development, it is multi-dimensional. Apart from that output, we have how we are doing the income distribution, equality, education, healthcare, infrastructure, and others. There are so many dimensions which are generally part of the your development measurements or the indices also, right? Next one, आपका international economic organizations. This also you will get 1 marks on an average. Sometimes they went for 2 marks also, but downside you will get 1 marks question. Most of the time it is around the comparison between IMF and World Bank, as they asked this year and previous year also. Sorry, in previous session there was one question around the World Bank groups. We have 5 groups of World Bank, so they asked one question around that particular one for 2 marks. But this year they asked comparison between IMF and World Bank. Okay? So international organization, World Bank, IMF versus World Bank, World Trade Organization, WTO. This also get asked so many times. Regional economic cooperations, recent international economic issues. So question like, which of the following statement correctly differentiate the International Monetary Fund from World Bank? This was the question. Similar type of question for 1 marks. IMF primarily assists countries with short to medium term balance of payment support, whereas World Bank provide long term financing for development project. True. IMF promote exchange rate and monetary stability. True. While World Bank focus on economic development in poorer countries. True. The IMF financial resources come mainly from quota subscription of its members, where the World Bank Group raise funds through the borrowings from international bond market and donations. This is also correct. All three statements are correct. Okay? So option D must be right answer for this particular. So statement which are given around this one are correct. There is one asset system of IMF that is called SDR. I hope you know about that one, special drawing right. So sometimes they also ask question around that SDR thing also. We will discuss that particular one in detail in our classes itself. Now next one, sustainable development goal. Most of the time you'll see the question around the SDGs. We have 17 goals. We have taken 17 goal. We means United Nations, and we are part of that particular one. So in 2015, we come up with the sustainable development goal. They become effective from 1st April 2016. Earlier, we used to have MDGs, Millennium Development Goal 2000 to 2015. And then 2016 to 2030, 31st March 2030, we have SDGs, Sustainable Development Goal. Niti Aayog is the nodal agency to manage these particular targets or to report to UN or to take care overall the basically that state-wise ranking and all and the overall performance assessment of these states and all. I hope you know, like as per the recent reports 2023-24, Uttarakhand is at top, followed by Kerala. Kerala and Uttarakhand, they have the same score out of 100. They have around 79 or something. And then we have Tamil Nadu and Himachal Pradesh. These are the top. Bottom side we have Bihar, Jharkhand and all these states and all. They generally comes at the bottom side, right? So now they can ask you 2-3 questions based on this, but downside 1 marks to 2 marks question for sure you guys are going to face based on this particular one. Sustainable development goal around the target, like when it comes to the climate change, this is part of the goal 13. Goal 13, which is generally related to the sustainable development, climate change. Goal 13 of SDG is related to your climate change. So climate change versus sustainable development, core elements of sustainable development, global issues, India's progress in this climate change and CSR activities, again very important. All subtopics of this particular units are important, and you can expect 1 marks to 2 marks question on an average based on this particular. So now the question is for 1 marks, which of the following statement about climate change and sustainable development goals are correct? So human activities, particularly the burning of fossil fuel, have been the primary cause for climate change since 1800. True. Sustainable Development Goal 13 focus on taking urgent action combat climate change and its impact. True. The limit global warming to 2.2 degrees Celsius. Scientists recommended cutting global emission by 45% by 2030 compared to 2010. So this is something report, and this report is wrong here. It should be aapka how much to achieve a target of 1.5 degrees Celsius, we have to cut down our emission at global level by 45%. Then only we'll be able to achieve this particular numbers. So 1 and 2 means option A must be right answer for this particular one. Statement 2, to limit the global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius, scientists recommended cutting down the emission by 45% by 2030 compared to 2010 level. So now see, this is the thing, you have to study this much so you can find out these kind of small errors in your statement as well, right? Next one. According to World Bank, how much India's GDP expected to decline? This was get asked in previous paper. Decline per 2050 due to climate change. So if we initiate climate change actions like net zero carbon emission and all these kind of initiative, obviously it will have some sort of adverse impact on our economy also. Your economic numbers will come down and it will impact India's economy by 2.8%. Okay, so it will impact 2.8% as per the World Bank report, right? So this is the one. Half marks question, straightforward. Final unit, guys, issue facing Indian economy. So this is something related to issue facing Indian economy. So poverty elevation, this jobless growth. This year also they ask question around this particular one, jobless growth, and this get asked so many times. We have inequalities, migration and excessive pressure on resources, possible remedies, and pandemic situation. Now you can eliminate pandemic situation, but these three or four subtopics are very important, from poverty elevation to your possible remedies, right? So the question is, which of the following statement about jobless growth are correct? This was get asked in your recent examination itself. Jobless growth occur when the economy grow but employment level remain stagnant or grow a slower pace. 100% true. Okay. Let's say our economic growth is on an average, let's say it is 6.5%, and your growth rate of job growth rate is, let's say it is 2%, 1.5%. That means Indian economy is facing jobless growth stages, right? So that is something related to this. One of the key reason for jobless growth in India is the dominance of knowledge intensive services over labor intensive service industries. One of the key reasons for the jobless growth in India is dominance of knowledge intensive services. It can be reforming labor laws and promoting capital intensive industries are the best. No, reforming labor laws is fine, but this capital intensive will it will again lead to these kind of things. So I'll not go with this one, right? So 1 and 2 means option A must be right answer for this one. While labor law reforms are necessary, but capital intensive industries further contribute to jobless growth rather than solving it. So instead, labor intensive industries should be promoted in that particular. If you go for the capital, like it is evolvement of AI or other things, technologies and all. So that will reduce the job. They'll not increase the job itself, right? Next one, guys. Okay, this is it. So, guys, this is my Telegram ID, okay? Or I'll mention my number here, okay? 8319639668. This is my number, right? So, if you are facing any challenges during your preparation, please do ping me on WhatsApp. I'll quickly respond you to get in that particular case, and we will schedule a call also to get, and we'll speak on call, and I'll try to help you out with your doubts and all, and how you should tackle those particular areas and all. All right. So I hope you enjoyed this session, and I hope you got a fair idea around the module A itself, what type of questions you guys are going to face in your upcoming examination. So this session was completely driven by PYQs things. Okay. I have passed this particular examination in October 2023, and before that also I used to teach for this one. And now, like what I want from all of you, I'll not say ki go for 500 hours and all. That is not necessary. But there are few areas from every topic which we have to go through, because we do have time. And I'll start with the unit 1. This is your unit 1, and these are the following questions. Okay? Then I'll give you one practice set also. You can attempt, they are already live in your courses. So you can attempt those particular unit wise question n number of time. There is no restrictions. You'll have module wise mock, you'll have full mock, and I'll keep adding new questions in that particular one also, right? So just focus on these areas, just consume this particular content. I'll not give you 500 hours, you will never able to watch those particular areas. I'll give you the things which is required to pass this examination. I'll always take care about your time, because we do not, as a banker, we do not have that much of time to go through everything. We just have to pass this particular examination, and I'll promise guys, if you follow things properly, you will pass with very good numbers. All right, so this is it from my side. Thank you for joining this session. Thank you for watching this session. I'll see you tomorrow with the unit first, concept and MCQs practice. All right guys, so this is it. Bye bye, take care all, have a nice day. Thank you.